could you give an example of maybe something you're trying to protect against with this bill?
Sure. At Savannah State University, we had a situation where a Christian student organization held a foot washing ceremony on campus. The organization was kicked off of campus following that. We had a situation up in Chestatee High School up in the Hall County area where students who were engaging in voluntary prayer after a football game, prior to a football game, were basically told by the school district under threat of litigation, you can't do that anymore.
My religious liberties and freedoms are already protected by the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Georgia. I can speak, I can meet, I can assemble, I can say what I want to say. We don't need this bill.
Well, there are groups on the far left, and I want to be real clear, I'm not talking about all Democrats. I'm talking about people really on the radical fringe who believe that religious freedom is the hour you might spend in church or synagogue or mosque on your holy day, and that is when you get to practice your religious freedom, but the other 6 days a week that you're just not allowed to do that.
I was the former co-pastor of Dr. King's Church for 6 years, from 1978 to 84. I served on the national staff of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, so I'm a civil rights brat. That's why I know the history. I know how painful it was, and I know what people did in the name of religion and the hurt and pain it caused upon our citizens. I don't want to go back to that. We want to move forward.
As far as writing something into the bill that would protect people against discrimination, is that something you plan to do or think is valid?
No, as I said in the press conference, this bill is about religious liberty. You know, we have a specific, rule in the Georgia General Assembly about single subject legislation. There are 235 other members of the Georgia General Assembly. If there are people that feel like we need to change our employment laws in this state, which in my view have nothing to do with the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, we can have that debate, we can have that discussion, but I think trying to link these issues, it's something that these groups on the far left are trying to do because they think that's the best way to try to get their bill passed, and I understand that, but the issues have nothing to do with one another. I'm going to stay focused on my commitment to religious freedom. If we can get this bill passed, then maybe we can have that conversation.